Hey guys, Joey here, and yeah, before this episode starts, I wanted to say a couple things in regards to this episode that we, Marty, Lindsey, and I, who you'll meet later on in this episode after I get finished with this, after we finished filming, we decided on a couple things. First off, I didn't feel like I gave a good introduction or explanation of what Annie Rank is, so in synopsis Annie Rank is a podcast series that was inspired by Kinda Funny's In Review, which there will be their playlist for that series down in the description below, in which we will go through anime and manga franchises or series that we want to review and rank in a list and give our honest opinions on it. For this first season of Annie Rank, we're going to be doing the Pokemon Adventures manga written by Hidenori Kusaka. However, after talking with the other members, Lindsey and Marty, we're only going to be going from Red, Blue, and Green Saga all the way to the Emerald Saga, which honestly it's because we didn't want to, it's basically because we wanted to get to Ghibli, because that's going to be Season 2. We plan Season 2 to be of Ghibli films. But I love the Pokemon Adventures manga, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people do if you're watching this video. So don't worry, we do plan on revisiting the series and picking back up with Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum Adventures at some point down the road and continuing on with that series. It's just that really we don't, Marty and Lindsey don't know if they want to stay with a series that they don't know if they're going to like, basically. So yeah. And then we also all want to get to Ghibli films, because Ghibli has a better reputation, basically. It's what it ends down to. Next up, I wanted to say that these videos are recorded on a bi-weekly schedule every other week in between our classes. So I think that we can all agree that later down the line, especially for Gold, Silver, and Crystal Saga, there's going to be a lot of information dumps and a lot of stuff that were in the previous two sagas that are getting wrapped up in that one. And it's going to be that would be a very long podcast, and trust me, I know we're even planning on having it an extra hour long. We plan on getting to Marty's apartment a lot earlier that day, so that way we can get through the entire thing. But if we miss some stuff in say the Gold, Silver, Crystal, or the Ruby and Sapphire saga, which is also very long, please it's because of our recording schedule. We have 4 hours of open space, and then an hour and a half is us basically getting everything set up and yada yada. So we are going to try to get through as much information as we can each episode, but as I said, we might not get to everything, so please don't be mad about that, because it's really the best we can do with our current semester schedule. And lastly, I am super sorry about the video quality. I recorded this video on my Note 9, and, well, it turns out that stabilization wasn't on. So, I'm going to recommend you to not watch this video, but instead you listen to this podcast. Because, trust me, I was only looking at a small portion of it that was recorded on my phone, and I had to turn off after 5 minutes because it was giving me such a headache of watching it. Because it would do a little zoom panning onto Lindsey and Marty in my face, goes blurry, turns back, turns blurry, turns back. It's just I would not watch it. However, later at the end of the video when we're doing the award ceremony, which you'll find out what that is at the end, obviously, we will have lists up so that way you won't see our faces during those or the video footage. So if you guys want to tune in at that specific point, I'll have a timestamp of when to look again, I guess. But I would try to not watch this video because, as I said, you might get nauseous or stuff. Don't worry, this will be fixed next episode. I have video stabilization turned on this time. Anyways, thank you guys, and enjoy our first episode of Annie Rank.
1/2.
Hello, and welcome to
Hi.
the first episode of Annie Rank. Today, God, why do you look such
What?
You look weird. Stop smiling.
No, you can't be happy. You can't be happy. It looks weird.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of Andy Rank,
Hi.
new podcast. So today we are starting with a new series. So I guess I should explain what Andy Rank is.
Well, I mean, it's not a new series.
I mean, technically, let's not even get to the technicalities.
So, Andy Rank is going to be a podcast series with me, my friends Lindsey and Marty.
Hi.
That's
And
Lindsey,
the dog
and
Riley.
I'm Marty.
And Riley, because
Best
Riley
girl.
is precious. Best girl of the podcast. And so what we're going to be doing here on Andy Rank is that we're going to take inspiration from a series that I watched called Kinda Funny's In Review series, where they went through a bunch of MCU movies, Spider-Man, XCU movies, and did a review and ranking of them all. But we're going to do that for anime and manga, and we're not going to we're not going to copy them directly. We're not going to do like a full plot outline like Greg Miller does on his podcast. So basically keep us more diverse, and we're going to do awards at the end of each episode for each of sagas. So we're going to be starting off the series with season 1 being about the Pokemon Adventures manga. And this is a series that I grew up with as a kid. I got my first volume when I think I was 12, and I just fell in love with it because it was a different take on Pokemon universe from the anime and the video games that I grew up playing. And so basically on one end of the spectrum you have me, a person who's a Pokemon fanatic, and then the other end of the spectrum you have Lindsey, who is not.
I mean, I watched the anime a little bit as a kid. The first 2 Pokemon movies were good movies. They were like a big part of my childhood. I loved them a lot.
They were good. Don't hate me, please.
Well, no, I genuinely remember going back and like watching them on VHS like multiple times just because I enjoyed the movies as much as I did. But yeah, I mean, as I grew up in age, I found interest in like other types of things. I was really into like Bakuman and like Yu-Gi-Oh a lot as a kid too, but now just kind of not really into that stuff anymore. So they thought I'd be a fun little, foil to Joey over here. So that'll be fun.
And then in the middle, we just have Marty, who also is in the middle, is like, not as extreme as a Pokemon fanatic as I am, but not to the level of non-fanatic that Lindsey is.
But I legitimately grew up with Pokemon. Because
You were there for the entirety.
I was there.
Yeah, no, you were there. You were in the shit.
I went to
You were born before 1995.
I went to the birthday party for the Mewtwo movie.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
You were telling me this before. Your 8th birthday was the
It wasn't my
Pokemon-
birthday party. It was somebody else's birthday party. But I was like 8 or 9 years old.
God fucking damn it.
But, dude, secure it on more.
I can't.
Super
I can't
glue.
secure it anymore than it already is.
No, I thought like the ball itself looked like it was about to fall off.
Super glue.
I mean, sure.
It can be
Yours is very
confused
matte.
now from
and
there.
His is very
That's
shiny.
fair.
Well, it's because we have 2 different kinds.
I like yours better.
Thank you. Mine can't do as much as his can though.
Thank
There.
you. Okay, well, sorry about
And action.
that. No, we're not restarting.
The
you
magic
reckon
of
just cut that
cuts.
Oh, don't worry. Your microphone's picked up a little bit of what I was
The
saying.
magic of cuts.
This was not a cut.
Oh shit. Well,
I'm
shit.
the one fucking editing this. I
You-
say when it's cut and not.
You have fun with that.
Mm-hmm. I am.
Anyway, back to what you were saying, Marty.
Pokermans. Oh, yeah. I grew up with it. I'm an old man. I played the card games and watched the animes and the movies and did all that stuff growing up, and it was fun. And then I stopped watching it once I turned like 12 or something. I don't know. And I haven't really watched it or followed it much until Pokerman's Eevee and Pikachu came out. Yay.
And trust me, if I had the money for a Switch, I would have gotten those games like easily. But I'm too poor for that shit. So it's been nice to see what you guys have done. Like in the 10 minutes combined, I've seen you guys playing the game. So it's been nice. It's been great.
You were playing it a little bit. Like on launch day, I brought in my TV
Yeah.
and everything to Anime Club.
Along
You were
with
Yeah.
your Pokemon onesie, all of your stuffed animals, you were getting in the fucking zone.
Okay, yeah, I was.
Not
Anyways,
messing around.
so that is our experiences with Pokemon. So now let's get into the Pokemon Adventures manga. And also, I should preference this by Andy Rank is not just going to be Pokemon. It will be for the first season, but I think next season we were planning on possibly doing the Ghibli movies.
Mm-hmm.
I know I was joking around, and Marty hates this idea, but I was thinking we could criticize how bad seasons 2 through 4 of Tokyo Ghoul are for another season.
I would need to go back and watch them again for that.
I don't want to suffer through watching them.
Well, that's the thing. I don't remember shit. Like, genuinely, I don't remember anything.
But we're starting off with the Pokemon Adventures because, frankly, I'm the one who came up with this idea, and I wanted to start it with the series.
So, yeah, as each season progresses, it'll be some kind of variance of, like, something else. So who knows? I may be able to get to take the reign on something. Marty might take the reign on something later.
It's too much pressure.
I mean, sure. But we'll get more diverse as the times go on with the different seasons we'll do. So, sure to stay tuned for what we're going to do in the future.
So, anyways, how we're going to do this is that we're going to first do a spoiler-free review. Because when I'm debating on whether if I'm wanting to read or watch something, I usually get a spoiler-free review to see if it's something I'd like, and then read or watch it.
I mean, that makes sense. So,
we're gonna do a spoiler-free review. Marty, you wrote down the script for it, so take the reins.
I mean, it wouldn't be the script if it were the show. It would have to be like wouldn't there have to be a different?
I wrote down a very informed script.
What
this
the fuck?
Entire 3 lines right here.
What the
fuck? So this is the script for the
Ash has been renamed to Red. The rival's now named Blue. Red does the Pokemon battles and he catches many Pokermans. Brock desperately needs a shirt, and Dr. Oak is ripped.
I mean, yeah.
That's basically it.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, what about Misty?
Oh, yeah, she's there.
Yeah.
Right.
She does water stuff, and it's not important.
Okay.
So, that's your spoiler for review. But overall, let's just say, is it good? This is the first saga, the red, green, blue saga. Is it
wait,
good?
Are there going to be more characters with different colors
Yes.
later? Okay.
I thought it was fun nostalgia, and it would be good if I was a kid again, but I don't know. I didn't like it that much.
Make sure it's spoiler free.
Don't worry, I will. So, because it was something I was trying to think of the entire time of like how I want to phrase it, and I think Marty kind of said it the way that I was thinking. Even for someone who didn't get into Pokemon all that much, I don't know, just the way that it's written is like somewhat simplistic as for a child to understand. That was the point. Like, I'm not docking it for, it's absolute bullcrap because of how it's written. It's supposed to be made for kids.
Yeah.
But like, it's something that I personally didn't find myself getting into that much. And I think one of my problems is that, like, there are so many, like, arcs of things happening. Like, there's, like, 12 arcs in the span of, like, 3 volumes.
It's a lot of fast arcs.
Which is a little crazy for me.
Start and then end very quickly, so it's easy to kind of dive through them and digest them.
Yeah.
Without having to kind of keep track of it for too long, so it's definitely made for kids in that way.
Like, for a lot of them, I don't, like, even really remember what happened. Like, I know that Red had to battle someone, but, like, I don't really remember much else other than that. Like, it was cool to see when other characters came in, like Green, for instance, and for Blue. Like, seeing their interactions together was definitely very interesting. But, like, for the most part, it's like, hey, Red gets in conflict. Red fixes the conflict. Red goes to next town. Like, it just seemed very, like,
very
cookie cutter.
simplistic.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for me, like, because you guys know what kind of manga I read, I'm into really depressing stuff. So, like, when it comes to those stories, it's like
emo.
Yeah.
The weird Death Note one.
No, don't. We're not. I would.
This is a manga about kids. This podcast is for kids. No,
But-
we're not. This is not going to be PG. Just so you guys know.
But, like, that's the thing. For that whole series, like, when it comes to stuff that, like, I normally read, there's, like, maybe, like, 2 or 3 arcs over the span of, like, 150 so chapters or something like that, right? So, like, when I see so many arcs, it's just like, hey, Red's gonna do the exact same thing that he did. And in the last one, just with different Pokemon against a different person, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So, like, that's just kind of, like, what I kind of got. It was very, like, cookie cutter in how it had to be done. But, I mean, it was for kids, so it kind of had to be.
Love this, though.
Right? Like,
it
I
would've
can
been
definitely see someone else being interested in that. Like, if I were to give it to, like, my nephew who, like, just turned 7, he would definitely be down for it because that's something he's into. He likes fast-paced stories because he likes the MCU too. He's into really fast-paced stuff. So if it's like fast-paced is your interest, and like obviously you'll like it. Yeah.
You know, when Joey said
Yeah.
you have to read 3 books in a week, I was like, really?
Well, that's the thing.
Oh no,
yeah.
trust me, later on it gets worse. As I
God.
said, there's gonna be 8-volume arcs. 8-volume sagas.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
My body is not prepared.
Is it ever though?
So I think that wraps it up for the spoiler-free. And also, as I said, given my intake, this is your bogged-down standard Pokemon adventure. This is you go get gym badges, fight Team Rocket, go to the Pokemon League.
Yeah.
It is your basic standard Pokemon adventure, and that's not what's going to be later on down the line. Like, one thing I really like about this is that Hidenori Kusaka, the author of the series, he takes it in a very different approach from what the games do. Because the games are just like, go battle some gyms, go to the Pokemon League every single time.
Yeah.
So I really like it because this is that, but the next sagas aren't going to be like that at all.
But it also it definitely follows the arc of the games.
It follows the arc of the game, basically to a T almost.
Yeah.
But even then, it still has some key differences because, like,
Right.
well, I don't want to give in spoiler-free review, so I'm just going to end the spoiler-free review now. If you are here for a spoiler-free review, click off now.
Leave. We don't want you here.
Yeah, no, you're not welcome here. We don't want you
But
here.
if you're okay with spoilers, we're going to continue on from now.
What did you doing?
What? I'm just pulling up something else I need for a class later. Sorry.
Oh. Well, so one thing I really liked about this is that the most part, it focused on Red's adventure, focused on Red's journey throughout the thing.
Yeah.
And then we got to the end of Volume 2's Silph Co arc.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say right now that's the best arc in this series for me because it gave you multiple perspectives. It gave you like what blue and red and green would be doing in certain situations, in certain battles. And it kind of explains their thinking process a lot through things like that.
I see what you mean.
So also this is like one chapter in the entire saga here, but is the chapter where Giovanni and Red meet. That is my favorite part of this entire saga because it shows the psyche between the main antagonist, and Red.
Yeah.
It just, their personalities conflict so much. Like, Red, he takes a adaptive approach. Giovanni, he knows what he's going to do approach already.
Right.
Yeah.
Giovanni, he is sadistic. Red, he is...
like a cinnamon roll. He's a pure bun.
Yeah, he's a pure boy.
Pure bun.
So, that's honestly one of my favorite parts about this. And, like, Red also... And also another difference is that Red used a very weak Sandshrew that he just caught to fight the Magmar.
Yeah.
Yep.
I remember that.
You would not see Giovanni using that. He'd go up full out and pull out Nidoking to fight that.
Well, he didn't need to.
Yeah.
He's used what, Cloyster?
Yeah, he used Cloyster.
He just fucking froze him and he's like, alright, you're dead.
Hey, yeah, bye.
Yeah, can we just talk about that they legitimately kill Pokemon in this?
I was hoping that wasn't going to be a big part, but okay, go ahead.
They sliced an Arbok in half.
Yeah, I know.
Through the head.
God.
That Arbok be dead.
We saw the muscles from where it got cut and like the bone structure.
Don't remind me.
They straight up killed that thing.
It was slightly triggering. I'm just kidding. But like, I don't know. That felt like a weird thing because I do remember that part. And like, I know that was like a big problem a lot of people had with like the, sorry to reference other things, but like Batman versus Superman. Batman's not supposed to kill people. And yet in that movie, he killed a lot of people. So it was like, it just felt like a lot like a different interpretation from the original source material. So like, obviously, yeah, you're free to do with the Pokemon franchise, which you will. But like, I thought that was a little weird because I'm like, hey, let's like not kill creatures.
Is we say it's for kids, but it's a lot darker than the video games and the anime.
Yeah, considering I can have like a level 70 in the video game and go up against like a level 5 and one-shot it for 8 times its health, and it just faints.
Yeah. Doesn't
like it was pure.
Cut.
Yeah.
And can we also talk about how a Pikachu can electric shock ground type Pokemon and kill an Onix?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
what
right?
What the frick?
What?
Brock's Onix is dead. Like, D-E-A-D dead.
It's D-E-D, dead. Come on now.
Can Brock wear a goddamn shirt, though?
So, I think we have more rants, I think, down the line, but I want to go through arc by arc. So, what's the first arc? The pilot arc, obviously.
No shit!
So,
Epiphany.
let's start off. Red, he's a fucking smartass at the beginning. He
Yeah.
thinks he knows everything because he lived in this small town, pallet town, for his entire life with a polywhirl. And, like, he thinks that he's the best trainer around. He's the best kind of person there is.
That's why I
Yeah.
initially didn't really feel myself getting into it, because I'm like, I know Red.
This
Like,
cocky
everyone
little fuck.
everyone
Yeah.
knows a Red in their lives, and I fucking hate those people. So, like, it made it feel a little weird, because I'm like, I get it, I'm supposed to be, like, supporting this guy, but, like, when I watched the anime Ash, he wasn't all that confident, I don't think, especially because Pikachu kind of, like, hated on him the entire time. So it was like, I could support Ash in the anime because, you know, at least he was being discouraged, and that seemed normal for that kind of story. But yeah, Red's like, oh, I'm already the best. I already know everything. And I'm like, fam, bitch, no, the fuck you don't.
Didn't Oak originally think that, like, he had stolen from him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a thief, and then, like, he just was like, oh, I still think you're a thief, but here, have a Pokemon and a Pokedex.
Yeah, like, hey,
No,
become
he
the
thinks
trainer.
by the end that he's not a thief.
I mean, nothing gave him any reason to believe it either way. Well, I guess, like, when he's kind of breaking in.
Yeah, totally break in.
Yeah.
One,
Still.
one of the things I do like about this is that they don't just give the characters, the human characters, personalities. They also give the Pokemon personalities.
I was surprised by that, because I know sometimes it doesn't really feel like they got that in the anime before, but, like, you know, being able to, like, see their facial expressions, like, being drawn on a page to an extent made it feel a little bit more like, hey, you have a brain. You're a living creature. That's a little bit more understanding.
What about that non-Pokemon animals exist? So, Pikachu is a rat-type Pokemon, they say.
Right.
An electric mouse.
Or
Yeah.
Electric mouse, yeah.
Yeah.
So, therefore, mice exist and are not Pokemon.
Oh yeah, and then they also reference stuff from real life here. Like they reference Tom Sawyer in it, and they reference the Greeks.
I thought that was so weird. And all the chapter names, too. I love all that. I like the chapter names, if nothing else. I like how they name them, because it's just like, oh, it's like what you would typically see as, like, an anime name for an episode, but, like, they're still clever regardless.
Yeah. But, like, so now that Tom Sawyer's referenced in this, that means that Huckleberry Finn is in the Pokemon universe, and that means that literature is there, so that means the N-word is in Pokemon.
That is true. Didn't they have To Kill a Mockingbird?
I can't.
Like, did Red have to read that when he was in school? Well, no, he's, like, skipping school this
He's
whole time.
10.
Well, yeah, no, and he was
Yeah.
10. I remember reading that when I was, like, 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah, I was, like, in high school when I read it. And
Yeah.
he, like, barely left at the end of elementary school. That lucky bitch.
What? And so next up would be Pikachu's arc. Basically, that arc
Right.
would encompass when he first met Pikachu to... Or actually, no, let's talk about...
To the end of the books.
Let's talk about Red and Blue. So, Red and Blue first meet when Blue is fighting Mew.
Yeah.
When Blue is being a little bitch and not fighting you.
I mean,
well,
yeah.
he was fighting it, and then he's like, well, I know the limits of my Pokemon. I'm going to return you, Charmander, because I know you can't take on this level 50 Pokemon.
Well,
right
then
now."
why would
Well,
you
I mean-
initial the fight in the first place, then?
So do they
you know?
see the level? How does he know that Mew is that strong when Mew just looks like this little cute, floaty, adorable, weak
Because he
piece of
can
shit?
see the Pokemon's attacks. Like, have you ever seen in the anime where, like, a Charizard's flamethrower would be a lot bigger than a Charmander's flamethrower?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Well, that's,
But-
like, what he sees. He sees how much more massive the
Mew had an
energy
attack.
is.
They don't see energy,
They see how massive their attack is compared to theirs and
but
be like,
Mew didn't attack. Mew's just floating there being like, oh, look at me, I'm cute.
Hey, look, I'm gonna try and, like, escape your
Yeah.
shit.
no, Mew did attack.
Oh.
Once Red attacked.
No, like, he was attacking during, Mew was defending him, itself. Whatever Mew
I thought
was.
they didn't.
Mew itself, whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
In Volume 1.
Yeah, I know.
But, like, yeah. He was, like, because you see, like, kind of these electric shocks, which Charmander's not going to know any kind of electric type move.
I would hope to God not, because that would be, like, literally
That's the
irreversible.
Kangaskhan. That's later. So yeah, but what do you think of Blue as a character?
I
Didn't like
mean,
him.
See.
yeah. Here's a problem. It's like
Oh, yeah.
it's an asshole, but like a rational asshole. That doesn't make any sense. Let me. Okay. So
No,
like
I actually get what you're saying.
like he obviously knows that he's good, which immediately makes him an asshole, but like he's also not like wearing out his Pokemon, like you said. Like he's willing to like take back his Pokemon if they like aren't capable, which I definitely know Red doesn't really do that to a degree. Like he's willing to be a lot more reckless with his Pokemon.
But he apparently does like military training with them.
Apparently.
Make him do like sprints
not,
constantly.
Apparently.
not that bad in military training. Like his he knows the limits of his Pokemon. He won't make them go exhausting.
Yeah.
But wasn't it like he pulls them out of the Pokeball and they're like, oh shit, gotta run. Run time. It's run time. We gotta do our exercises.
That's just being well trained.
That's just being well trained.
Like Blue is not abusive to his Pokemon.
I wouldn't say that, but definitely seems to be like
He's not
more mindful of them than like Red is, if that makes any sense.
Yes, Red is more friendly going with his Pokemon. Blue is more
Douchebaggy.
strict, but not.
Yeah.
He's not abusive to his Pokemon at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't say abusive, but definitely still kind of a dick.
Um,
He's still kind of a dick regardless.
Yeah, he's a huge dick.
Although
A massive dick.
I mean, Red has a character arc throughout the story, but I think Blue has more of a character arc because, like, at the end, you kind of see, yeah, he is still kind of confident, but he's not as much of a dick as he was at the beginning.
Yeah, you're right. Like, I
Yep.
definitely think that Blue has more, but Red's is longer. But, like, either way, there's still not that much there to begin with, if that
No.
makes any sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
Neither
it's a
of them
kid's
have very-
manga. They don't give a shit about character development.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Neither of them had very deep character development. Blue was just kind of at the end like, oh, I should be friendly now because I've ran into you like 4 times.
Yeah, hey, I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
running into you, and you, like, know
Yeah.
my grandpa, so, like, why not?
Just, like, that's kind of the thing with most anime or kid manga and stuff like that, where they obviously, like, they make it blatantly clear that these are the flaws that this character has.
Yeah.
These will be the flaws that are solved by the end of the series.
Yeah.
At the very least.
Do we want to move on to the next arc?
What's the next arc?
Because we
Wait,
have, like, 10 more.
As
Oh, yeah,
you wrote
Pikachu.
it, reasons why Misty is best girl are.
No, we still have Pikachu.
We were just talking about Pikachu.
Yeah, we
No,
were just talking about
we-
Pikachu.
No, Red and Blue's met before the Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
So
Um,
next up would be Pikachu, where
Well, we already said next arc is the Pikachu arc. That's why I was confused, because we already established when we started talking about it.
I forgot about Red and Blue.
Well, anyway, Pikachu arc. Back to that. I do remember some, like, similarities of, like, you know, Pikachu kind of starting off as a dick. So, like,
sassy.
yeah,
Very sad.
which I like. And I remember that kind of being in the anime, too. So for someone who, like, knows the very bare minimum
was,
of
wasn't he?
anything, then, like, that was kind of nice to kind of at least see the
He
parallel
does
there.
shock Ash a lot, doesn't he, in the
Ye-
anime?
Yep. At the start. Yeah, at the start anyway, yeah. So I remember trying to go back on, like, Netflix and watch it all, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But I do remember the first couple episodes, and it was like, yeah, got that sass master shit going on.
What do you think about Red pulling a Naruto's Talk no Jutsu to get Pikachu on his side?
I thought that was a thing.
That was so cheesy.
That was a thing. But, like, we were talking about before, it's a kid's manga, so it's like, ooh, cheap shit. Or not cheap shit, but, like, the cheesy shit. Like,
Cheesy,
that's
yeah.
something that they're used to, so it's like, it's fine. It's fine. It gets what they wanted to do done.
So next up would be reasons why Misty is best girl. Misty is best girl. Here's the reasons why. She took on a Gyarados with a star you. A Gyarados that was outraging.
I mean, Red took on fucking Onyx with a Pikachu.
Yeah, but Pikachu is a Pokemon that
So-
can electrically shock ground type Pokemon. That Pikachu is special.
So
Yeah, that is
Red
some
best girl,
special shit.
Based on that logic.
That Pikachu.
I think
has
Red's a little special.
Red is special.
He's got plot armor.
Yeah.
Pikachu has more plot armor though. Trust me, next saga you'll see the plot armor Pikachu has.
Oh,
Wow,
boy.
spoilers. Jeez.
Gosh, come
Don't
on
even wanna
now.
read it now.
God. I
Pointless.
gotta cancel the whole thing now.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sorry guys. End of episode here. Let's.
Fine, bye.
But Misty, like I did not like Misty in the anime.
You didn't?
No, it's just because Misty just seemed like, oh, she may have a little bit of a romance there. She's a dick to Brock whenever he tries to hit on a girl. Like, she seemed two-dimensional to me in the anime. But here she seemed like a tad bit more complex than in the anime.
Oh, apparently because she's rich.
Oh, yeah, she's
rich.
balling.
She's ballin' as fuck.
And
Like,
she's
everywhere
still
she
tomboyish.
Yeah.
Everywhere she goes, she has like 30 servants with her.
Not where she goes.
But like when she gets home, it's
A lot
like,
of
oh
places.
hey, Misty, love,
Yeah.
Yeah.
let us take care of you.
But she doesn't, like, bring them everywhere she goes.
Yeah.
Fred needs to wife her up.
Which that was the weird thing. Like,
Although he's 10.
I may have missed it, but like I don't really see why she doesn't. Like, I think it must just be because of like who she is as a person that she like doesn't want them around all the time. And like, you know, when she gets home, obviously she kind of has to, you know, put up the image. But like, I'm just saying, if I had like that much money, I'd be like repping that shit. Like, you can't tell me that you wouldn't. Like, just where like,
Get the money.
that's the thing. I don't. Wasn't it like a family thing?
Probably.
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Richest family in Cerulean City.
That's what I
Does
thought.
being a gym leader pay well?
I mean, hell yeah, it does.
I would imagine.
Like,
I would hope
it is
so.
an actual job in the manga.
Where do you get money from? Who's paying?
Pokemon Association.
So the Pokemon Association just like
They
pays
just
you a lot
pay
of money.
so you can stand in there and like people can come in and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna fight you."
Well, like, here in the manga, it's kind of shown differently. Where, like, Brock, he had a certain day he was accepting challengers.
Yeah.
But Misty, like, not Ash. Well,
Ash
kinda
and Red, basically
Red
the same.
challenged Misty just when he found out, like, she's the gym leader.
Yeah.
Like, she wasn't accepting challenges then, but
Well,
she's like, okay.
Wasn't he like, we're gonna go and meet the gym leader? And she's like, oh yeah, let's go there and we'll meet the gym leader. And he went and he's like,
Yeah.
where's the stupid gym leader? What a moron. She goes, the moron's
She's
right
like,
here.
it's me, bitch. Bitch, you thought.
M. Night Shyamalan your ass.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I liked how that happened, though, to a degree. Like, obviously, you can have your, like, really boring introduction, like, kind of how Brock did. But, you know, like, just, oh, hey, I walk in. Hey, it's Brock as the gym leader. But, like, I thought that was interesting. She kind of wanted to, like, wrap it around the way she did.
And I kind of like how Misty actually did win that battle.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was shown in Mount Moon that Staryu wasn't enough to defeat the Rhyhorn that Team Rocket had.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
Ash's
Staryu's like
Bulbasaur.
a weak little bitch. And then, like...
Yeah, and then it defeats Ash's Bulbasaur, which is strong against water types.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like how that was done.
Right.
Just because it showed that Red is... I think I just called him Ash earlier again. But,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I
They're
mean,
both characters.
shows
they're
that-
essentially, like, swappable.
yeah, but his name is Red in this. I want to keep saying Red. Red,
You mean
it
Ash?
shows that...
Shut the fuck up.
It shows that Red is... He wasn't willing to learn because he kind of had that complex, like, yeah, I'm the best trainer in Palatine. I don't need to train, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
Misty showed him, no, there are going to be more powerful people along the line.
Yeah.
You need to train.
Yeah.
And that's what I really liked about that arc. Because Misty is best girl.
Nope.
Well,
Misty is best girl.
I mean, and it was nice because I remember them from the anime too, because that was like that like first bit of the anime was like the main thing I remembered. So it was kind of nice to see people that like I actually like recognized. Like, oh hey, you may be different, but like at least your face looks the same. So like I know what's going on to a degree. So that was nice.
Yeah. So next up would be the SS Ann arc, where basically
My least favorite arc in the game.
Oof.
Red goes in, gets the Pokemon back, and Poliwhirl evolves, and we see that Lieutenant Surge is kind of a dick.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind
We
of
also
thought it
meet
was
the Pokemon fan club,
yeah,
Yeah,
which are a bunch of crazies.
which are
That's
yeah, a
also a
bunch of
running gag.
psychos. Yeah,
Pokemon fan club's just a running gag.
I can only imagine.
But yeah, really nothing happened in the arc other than it showed the backstory of how he got Poliwag.
Which I thought
And
that was
that-
cute.
Yeah,
Red is a criminal and he has no remorse for breaking and entering.
yeah,
Oof.
that too.
Oof.
I mean, he did it at Professor Oak's laboratory.
Yeah, so of
now
course he
it
did.
on the
Yeah, he's not
SSN.
gonna have any remorse. He already
Yeah.
did it the once.
And he does it later on into Giovanni's gym.
That too. Yeah.
He
Hey,
has no
hey,
hair.
spoilers. We are not there yet.
Whatever. This
It
is
doesn't
the
matter.
spoiler area.
This is the spoiler
This is
area.
Spoiler area.
Whatever.
Dumbledore dies.
I'm
I
sorry.
haven't even seen Harry Potter.
Yeah, I know. I haven't either.
Would you like to borrow any of my 4 copies of the books?
I'm good.
I want to watch it, not read. No
read's
offense.
better.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean, the
just don't
manga's
care.
always better than the anime. Fight me.
My Hero Academia, One Punch Man.
I never read One Punch Man.
That's because the anime is so much better.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Oof.
Anyways, next up.
Lavender Town.
Lavender Town, I think that was basically I think that was the best arc in Volume 1.
What happened there?
The Pokemon Tower, Ghost Tower.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And your complaint?
Yeah, how the fuck can Blue survive 2 weeks without any food or water?
Yeah.
It's the magic of being hypnotized, apparently, but no, he should be dead and shriveled and just rotting away. The Pokemon probably ate him eyes first.
Wait, why eyes first?
That's what happens.
Oh.
You know, if you own cats and you die, the cats will eat you. And they
Yeah, I
start
mean,
with
yeah,
your
but
eyes.
I kind of thought they would just be like a free for all. Just go for it.
I've always heard they start with your eyes.
Whatever.
They start with your
I've
penis
never
first.
died.
No, dude, they wouldn't want to do that. It would only be like a
Yeah,
little
it would only-
snack.
It would only be a snack.
Yeah, it'd be a snack. It'd be a
Good
snake.
appetizer.
Good.
Not even an appetizer. It'd be like a part of the appetizer.
Yeah, it'd be one chip of the chips and salsa.
Anyway,
So, one thing that did happen that in Lavender Town that stretched throughout the story is the reveal that gym leaders are working with Team Rocket. We see Koga.
those whores.
We see Koga being a Team Rocket representative in Lavender Town at the end. I mean, we kind of see him at Mount Moon, but we don't know that's Koga
Yeah.
before. So we see him at Lavender Town, like, this is full on, this is Koga, he's using his poison type. And we also see an Arbok die
Yes. It's brutally sliced in half.
by a Charmeleon's tail.
Jesus.
Yeah. Which I didn't realize that those tails were so sharp.
I didn't either.
I mean, they looked pretty sharp.
I mean, but it's on fire the entire time. You can't see the point.
I mean, maybe, but like, I wouldn't trust anything that's on fire near me, let alone a tail that's really sharp.
Yeah.
So then it's just the worst of both worlds.
But what do you think of gym leaders who are supposed to be like respectable trainers who are hired by the Pokemon Association to run these gyms and challenge trainers and get them to the Indigo Plateau?
But more
What do you think
disciplined
of
in the
them?
Pokemon Federation or whatever.
Pokemon Association.
Association, yeah. The Federation of Associated Pokemons. That they clearly just give out gym leadership and then never check on the person. They're just like, yep, you're a gym leader now. Go and do whatever the fuck you want. You don't even have to have a gym open if you don't want.
Like, you do whatever the fuck you want,
Yep.
just like, hey, once we find you, that be the thing. Which I get what you mean there, because it's like, you would think they're supposed to be like representatives for Pokemon, essentially. So like, you would think, oh, hey, these people have to be good people. Let's do like a fucking background check. Let's check their social media every now and then.
So,
Come on.
Yeah, like, you kind of see flaws in the Pokemon Association system with hiring and gym leaders and stuff like that.
Almost like it's a kid's story and you're not supposed to look at
You're not supposed to look at that shit.
Have we met
I
Green
wonder
yet
if-
at this point?
Huh?
Did we meet Green yet at this
Oh,
point?
yeah. No, wait. Next.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
That's
that should be the
next.
next
Okay.
one.
But, I mean, we kind of see, like, these flaws in the Pokemon Association system. Maybe it gets addressed. Who knows? Anyways. It's a kid's manga. Of course it won't. No.
Yeah, of course it
It
won't.
might. Who
Of course
knows?
it won't.
But next up would be at the end of Lavender Town, yada yada, everything is good. The only thing that town really served to represent is the mythological side of Pokemon and the Koga gym leaders being in cahoots with Team Rocket. I think that was the main purpose of the arc.
Yeah.
The Ghost Tower was one of my favorite parts of the game.
And that mysterious music that killed so many kids by suicide. in
I
Japan.
was wondering if someone was going to bring that up.
Oh, I was.
That's like the
definitely
only
bringing
thing I remember about Lavender Town.
it.
And I'm like, apparently I must be listening to that song like every day.
So what were those actual Pokemon carcasses that they were
Yes.
controlling?
Yeah.
Yes,
Why weren't they rotting?
they were.
But like, how old? So like,
How
are they just
old were
constantly-
these
That
corpses?
was rotting as hell.
Yeah, but are they just like constantly killing Pokemon so that they can have more bodies to just use as puppets?
I mean,
I I don't know.
I mean,
Pokemon Towers. I would assume that Pokemon Tower has been there for a very long time.
I would think so too.
So, yeah. I think there would be... I mean, they have multiple stories on top of each other. I think there would be, like, a lot of graves there at that point. Like, you even see in the games, like, there's a crap ton of graves.
Yes.
Well, would it have to get to a point with, like, what they had to do in Normandy where you had, like, 25 people to, like, one grave?
Well...
That'd be fucked. But, like, I'm
tower,
guessing
though,
if they kept doing that, they'd have to eventually get to that point.
That's almost as creepy as the ashes in the coma theory.
So they just, like... have Pokemon dig out the bodies of the other Pokemon to use them as...
No, that's just
I
morbid as
think
fuck.
It's just that Ghastly possessed the corpse.
But how does it get out of the ground if it's...
It's Ghastly. He can phase through stuff.
But so they had...
Yeah, but when...
They had graves on, like, every level of the tower,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So they just, like... You know, they're like, oh,
I
we
would
got more
assume-
Pokemon to die. Let's build another level so we can store their bodies in the cement.
I would assume so.
I mean, you think it'd get to a point where they would just, like, have to cremate, like,
Yeah.
a good bit of them and only keep the ones with, like, really strong
Is
bodies
it hard
or something?
to cremate a water-type Pokemon?
Yes, but it still could be done. I mean, I'm not saying cremate all of them. Obviously, they might want, like, some Pokemon that, like, have really good strength, so, like, maybe the bigger ones, perhaps. But, like, you know, hey, this tiny little Charmander, I'm burning.
Oh, God.
Do you think they have taxidermy in the Pokemon world?
I would not be surprised, not gonna lie.
Okay,
Anyway.
let's move this along. Next up, Celadon, which is where we get to see Green for the first time. We get to see Ash. We get to see the what-if scenario of Blue and Red switched Pokemon.
You said Ash already in
I'm
the
sorry.
same sentence.
And
Blue
then we get to see
definitely has the
Erica.
better Pokemon.
Yeah.
Huh?
Blue has the better Pokemon.
Oh, obviously, Blue has the better Pokemon right now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't use Snorlax
Me too. Not
to
gonna
train
lie.
as well.
I remember.
Yeah.
I was like,
Like-
hey, you probably should use
Did they
Snorlax.
get to
That'd be
Snorlax
great.
yet? When was that?
Yeah, Snorlax was before Lavender Town.
Okay.
We
No,
just
we
don't
just
care.
skipped
We
over
just
that.
don't care
So
about
wait,
Snorlax.
That was one chapter.
Wait,
Yeah, that was
on
one
that,
thing.
We had already seen that he'd used, Poliwrath. Or was it Poliwhirl at the time?
It was Poliwhirl, then Poliwrath.
It was, he
after
was at
SSN.
Poliwhirl, and he is in, like, the triathlon, and he
Oh,
uses
it's
it...
Poliwrath at that time.
Okay, he
Yeah.
uses it to make the ice bridge across the one area.
Yeah.
And then they come to this area where it's a Dock, a Snorlax, and Dock this way. Water. And he just goes, up, can't get past.
Yeah, what the frick? And the
Could you
swimmer's
not-
there right there.
Yeah.
Could you not just go to either side?
Yeah. I don't understand this.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a kid's manga. We're not supposed to be looking into it that much.
Well, he doesn't need a bridge anywhere else, but there he's like, only path is blocked.
Nope.
Or you could climb
annoy me.
onto the Snorlax. I mean, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
it's
the
not gonna
Snorlax.
notice.
I mean,
would
you
wake
can
up.
you have fun with that. I would want to do that. You have fun with that.
But yeah, it makes no sense there.
Mm.
But we get to meet Green for the first time. What are your impressions on Green?
I low-key kind of love her, but I, like, hated her at the start, not gonna lie.
She's a scam artist and a thief, and she deserves to be punished.
Oof.
But she was a nice thief at the end of it.
Doesn't matter.
Once a thief, always a thief.
Still stole, and she scammed people with fake Pokemon enhancement things.
Hey, I mean, hey, man, you gotta make your hustle somehow.
Yeah. I mean, and she stole that Squirtle from Professor Oak and stuff
Yep.
like that.
Like the bitch she is.
But they also battle and just destroy property without a care in the world.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, don't like all the
and
MCU
why is
heroes
there
do
just
that
a
though?
giant hole under that sidewalk, apparently?
Yeah.
Like, unless he just forgot to draw it in. Like, why? Why, Mato? Oh, and by the way, Mato, the artist for this saga, is only the artist for this saga, the next, and the first 2 volumes of the third.
Oh, so it gets handed off to someone else after that?
Yeah, and actually, it's really cool because the next artist did not do anything with Pokemon before. Like,
Oh,
went
that's
in
weird.
blind.
That's weird.
So you can kind of see, like,
Isn't
later
it hard
on
to draw
that...
if you're blind?
Huh?
Isn't it hard to draw if you're blind?
Shut the fuck up.
up. That's not what I meant. But you kind of see, like, really weird irregularities in Pokemon in the, like, volume 10 when he switches.
Oh, that's gonna bug me so fucking much.
But it's not too... It's, like, very...
I'm gonna be looking for it now. I hope you're happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like with Superman's like mustache in Justice League, I was looking for that shit when I heard about it, so that was gonna bug the shit out of me.
Okay.
All
So
right.
now that we've met red, blue, and green, the
Don't.
biggest issue that I have:
Don't.
why does red have Bulbasaur,
Don't.
blue has Charmander,
Don't.
and green has Squirtle?
Don't.
And as I said, green making Squirtle makes sense because in Japan, blue and green have their names switched. So green is actually blue in Japan. So that makes sense that green has Squirtle. But red and blue having Bulbasaur and Charmander make no freaking sense.
Why did they get the names changed?
I honestly don't understand either. I think it's just because in the American releases of Red and Blue, which when this manga was released, we're reading the 2009 version, but in the original one, it was released around the same time, and since it was only Red and Blue released here, they probably changed his name to Blue just to match the games.
Okay.
So
Still stupid,
Still
but
dumb. They have the wrong Pokemons.
Yep, wrong Pokemons. But I mean,
I don't
do you
know.
really care that much?
it
about
didn't-
Yes,
it
it
didn't-
bugged me the whole time.
It didn't really bug me
The
much.
whole time.
I'm like, oh, it would have been cool if they coordinated, but I mean, that's just how the story was made, so who
personally,
cares?
I liked it that the main character had Bulbasaur, because Bulbasaur is like the forgotten child of the three.
Fuck
You
Bulbasaur.
don't. Bulbasaur's the best.
Throw him in a fire.
He
We're
will use
ready
the
for that
fire.
one.
He will use the light of the fire and launch a solar beam and blast your head.
Not how it works.
Yeah.
Nope, you
Yes.
need fusion
Bulbasaur
energy for
is
a
so
solar beam.
pure. Why would you
Bulbasaur
do
is the
that to him
best.
or her?
Bulbasaur's the best.
I love Bulbasaur. Charmander's probably okay. For me, it'd probably be Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and then Charmander. But
Nope.
they're all like very close to each other. That's the
Charmander.
problem.
They're all cute.
Bulbasaur would make nice kindling to stay warm on a cold night.
What is Squirtle gonna do?
Provide me fresh water to drink.
Rich ordered water.
You're drinking its saliva then,
Ew.
if you think about it.
I mean, so you would, so theoretically, it would be like you're making out with a Squirtle.
Bestiality. Pokeality, I
Which,
mean.
by the way, I'm just saying, like,
Oh.
that's one fucked up thing I keep thinking about. Like, man, there's gotta be some, like, weird people who, like, fetishize
Actually,
these creatures.
you see it in the manga, where during the SS arc, there is a newspaper where it says, "This is that will be the last time I take a bath with my tentacruel." Did you not see that?
No, I don't remember that at all. Anytime I ever read these, it was like really late at
And
night,
now
for, like
you're
me
just
trying to
searching
go
up
to
Mr.
bed.
Mime for the Detective Pikachu.
Well,
What?
no, do you not know about Mr. Mime's Pokedex entry? Keep talking, I'm gonna find this.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, but yeah, there's a news article for the Pokemon fan club where it's a lady saying that will be the last time I take a bath with my tentacruel.
I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Hi,
I think that's
Bucky.
good for what's next in Celadon. We already covered the
Next is
red and
Safari.
blue swapping Pokemon. Mewtwo being shown. So,
I mean, I remember
Whoa,
seeing the
yeah.
first movie, so I was like, oh, something I recognize.
yeah.
So that was nice.
Actually, we'll save Mewtwo for later because he gets shown later on.
Okay.
And then the last thing in Celadon would be Eevee and Erica. So, why do we hate Team Rocket now?
Because it's already been a pre-established thing, and we're supposed to hate them regardless.
But now we have a legitimate reason because of that Eevee.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. They did the experiments on that Eevee. I just remembered. But yeah, like, they were, like, genetically, like, trying to, like, fuck with it.
Yeah.
Which was all kinds of fucked. Like,
It
I'm
was.
not for that.
That was honestly, I really hated Team Rocket after that.
Yeah, can't lie.
Even in the video games, the worst thing that they honestly do to Pokemon is they cut off a Slowpoke's tail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But in here, they are genetically modifying Pokemon and torturing them
Yeah.
to what avail?
Like, that's 50 Shades of fucked.
Yes. I mean, I can't really explain any more of why I hate Team Rocket in this.
So, they have their Mew disc,
Okay.
which when they verbally say it, they spell disc correct, but on the actual floppy disk, it's spelled wrong.
Okay.
Why do they not have a backup?
Okay, Mr. Computer Science Man over
It's
here.
so important. You have one copy of it. That's all. You're
Yeah.
not gonna.
it doesn't make sense that they don't have multiple copies of it. So, yeah. And how did Green steal it, too? I kind of want to know that.
Like, that would have been cool to, like, see more of, like, how she does the things that she does, if that makes any sense. Because, like, it feels like anytime she steals anything, it's like, oh, hey, I did this behind your back. And it's like, bitch, how the fuck? Like, let me see how you did it.
Okay, granted, it is a kid's manga, but Green is smart.
Yeah. Like, easily.
I want to see her thinking process of how she goes about this.
Yeah. Like, I feel like that...
Which, obviously, being someone who's read further, I do see later on, but, like... For now, I can't really give much spoilers.
Like, I would be interested, like, that's the thing. For someone who's able to, like, steal as much as she can, like, there's brain power going through that head, and it's interesting to see, like, what that brain power is, even if it's not for the best thing. But, like, it's still interesting to see regardless, and lets you, like, expand on the character more.
Okay. And then, we kind of covered Eevee already.
Yeah.
The Safari Zone was stupid.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Easily the worst arc.
I'm sorry.
It was cool.
I couldn't.
It was cool in concept because it was like, what would happen if Red did not have his Pokemon in this dangerous situation?
Yeah.
But in practice, it was terrible.
Yeah,
that was
the idea is important because, you know, we had been up to this point where he had everything he needed. And it's like, hey, guess what? If you didn't have that, and, like, you know, that would be good to see. But I feel like that could have been done, like, a million other ways.
But that is the arc where we meet true best girl.
Nidoqueen.
Yep.
God damn it.
Nidoqueen is best girl to Marty's eyes.
God damn it.
But, honestly, I'm gonna be honest, I've already read this manga 100 times already. I skipped the Safari Zone arc because I know how much I'm gonna hate it.
Oof.
It was dumb. Oh, we've taken every measure to protect them. Oh shit.
They're not protected.
None of our measures have worked.
Good job. Oh, we made Pidgeybot be able to combat them. No, you didn't.
No, the fuck you didn't.
Yeah, let's just skip over Safari's arc and not mention it ever again.
Legendary birds.
So, the first one would be Articuno. We get to see, first off, Red try to get the Surf HM, and Misty come back. Another reason why Misty is best girl, because she's a mermaid.
Yeah, okay. Okay, if I may. So, anytime I had to read these chapters, it helped me, like, to sleep at night by reading them, so I'd read, like, 10 chapters a night, whatever. Yeah. I remember reading this, like, when I came across that part, I was like, okay, there's mermaids. Okay, whatever. It's a kid's series. And I'm like, I swear to God, if that's fucking Misty, I'm gonna lose my shit. And then it was Misty, and I, like, was flailing around in my bed.
Really, I'm gonna be honest, it was just Red hallucinating.
Wait.
No. Because, like, Red was fainting, and all he
I
sees
know,
is, like,
but, like...
I could see her having a stupid mermaid costume and being like, oh,
she probably does.
No, there's classes where they teach you how to swim like a mermaid with a mermaid tail
stupid.
And everything. So, like, I would not be surprised
Stupid.
if she's like, oh, hey, it helps me talk to the aqua Pokemon, whatever the fuck.
So he doesn't get Surf, but then she's just like, here, have Gyarados.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Fucking okay. No.
And then we get a miniature, like, arc with Gyarados in the Articuno arc. It was also cool because really the entire reason of those two arcs, Moltres and Articuno, were just like Red gets his team, gets the rest of his team. He gets Gyarados and he gets Aerodactyl.
Yeah. When did we meet Bill after he's had his horrific accident?
Bill.
Half
rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a. Oh, that was way earlier on.
Rat-a-toot-a-tata.
That was scarring.
Scarred.
Low
key, I was a little freaked out too when I saw that. I'm like, what?
I wanted to see the Rattata head on Bill's body, honestly.
Oh my god.
That would have been great to see.
Yeah.
But are you sure that Arbok not getting cut in half and seeing its internal organs wasn't scarring enough?
Oh my god, stop.
No,
shit. Shit.
I was a little surprised to see that they legitimately murder Pokemon. And Red had no qualms about it. He was just like, yep, killed it. Okay, cool. Good job, Blue.
Hey, no guilt.
Okay.
But
we do have a time limit because of you guys having classes, so we're gonna just move this along.
Cool. Okay.
To the best arc, Self-Co. So, Why is Silph the best arc in this story?
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
Hiding
but
the
okay.
way to get into your secret lair behind a poster is really not very smart.
Nope.
And just nobody know who works for Team Rocket? Why is he able to just put on the costume, which clearly, or the uniform, which is clearly too big for him?
That was Celadon.
Was it?
Yeah. That was when we saw Mewtwo.
Oh, okay.
No, Silphco was the barrier to Saffron City.
Oh, yeah.
And it was cool because we get to see Red and Blue work together. Because even Green mentioned this. Together, solo you guys can just score, but together you can defeat them. And I kind of that actually seemed pretty informative to me.
Since when could Pikachu use Shadow Clone Jutsu?
Shadow Clone Jutsu.
It's substitute.
I'm so done already.
That's what it is.
Swear to fucking God.
I mean, you're not wrong, so.
God damn it.
But, so when they get into Silphco, they each battle the gym leaders that are working with Team Rocket: Sabrina, Koga, and Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge is taken out easily as hell.
They all were.
I am gonna be honest. My favorite fight in the entire manga is the Koga versus Blue and Red fight.
I don't have.
I mean, I'm assuming we're gonna get to our choices later, so that's fine.
Later.
That's fine.
But that was my favorite.
I don't care.
That was my favorite fight because it kind of showed Blue thinking ahead. I mean, I don't know how he predicted Articuno would be there.
Right.
But he had his Charizard outside already warming up the place so that way he could combat the ice.
Right.
So, Blue thinks ahead of these things. Mm-hmm. Except not the final battle, but...
I mean, yeah, that's like a whole other story.
Yeah.
Which, that's my favorite fight. Easily. Just because, it was a big anticlimactic... Or not anticlimactic. It was the big climactic and... Yeah, my entire life is anticlimactic.
And so then we get to see Green and Sabrina's fight. Mm-hmm. What do you think of that one?
None of them stuck with me.
Yeah,
They're all just oh no, he's down. Oh no.
See, here was my problem when it came to reading this series. I think a Pokemon actually does benefit a lot from a lot more visual telling. So being in a game or being in an anime, because it's oh hey, you can actually see what's happening, and yet when I'm looking on a manga page, I see two people with their fists like this, about to hit each other or something like that. You get the idea, and it just doesn't portray a fight and doesn't really seem like it has a lot of stakes to it, if that makes any sense. Yeah. Especially because the entire time we already know Red's gonna prevail throughout most of the things anyway. Most of them. Or at least he's not gonna come out totally and absolutely anally wrecked or some shit. At least he's gonna be relatively okay at the end of all the battles. So it's well, I don't really get the stakes.
Have to remember, they could just kill his Pokemon. And there was a lot of
Pokemon don't have plot armor here except unless you're Pikachu.
Apparently, yeah.
There was a lot of oh, his Pokemon's there, I'm gonna attack him instead. Which, makes sense. I would, too.
Yeah, I get
Kill the
it.
fucking trainer.
Yeah, I know, and then the Pokemon will flee to me.
I think one of the reasons why I like Silphco arc the best is just because it was the longest. Mm. It was just, there was more stuff there, because, I really do like the pacing throughout the first volume, the first 14 chapters.
I can agree with that.
Because it kind of goes quick. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
at least I knew what I was in for.
By the end of it, he's already basically beaten the third gym, even though he didn't really beat the third gym. He didn't beat Lieutenant Surge, but
it was fine.
Yeah, he's already made it to Lavender Town by that. That's usually almost halfway point through your Pokemon adventure.
Can we back up for a second? And
say,
so the gym badges have these special powers.
Oh yeah.
When he gets given the fake ones, he just doesn't notice.
Apparently.
He's just so
what
thick.
Abilities do they really give?
Well, we know that rocks make your Pokemons more stronger.
Stronger?
In the video
kill
games,
me.
It makes it to where your Pokemon will still be able. You will be able to control your Pokemon
to
at a certain
higher level.
Oh, okay.
10 levels higher each time. Your first one lets you go up to 20.
20, yeah.
Right.
So if any of your Pokemon are over level 20 by the time you have your first badge, they won't listen to you.
Okay.
They sometimes don't listen to you. They will occasionally
Most
listen
times.
to you. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about
They're
right.
too sassy.
Next
Pikachu.
was the Mewtwo arc, which did you guys expect Blaine getting it?
No.
Getting Mewtwo other than Red?
I for some reason was thinking that like Blue might have like a moment, if that makes any sense, just because Blue's kind of been dictated as like one of the best fucking young Pokemon trainers. So not like
He's
I
a
was thinking he was
protege.
so like I was thinking it would eventually like get to him at some point. So I was thinking like later down the line it might like end up getting in his ownership for some reason. I don't know why I was thinking that, but I was just like thinking, oh yeah, it's supposed to go to like best Pokemon, it's supposed to go to the best Prodigy shit. So I don't know. I was kind of expecting that to happen at some point.
I was expecting to like see more of Mewtwo. From,
Yeah,
like,
no, I
the
wanted to
movie,
see more Mewtwo.
and him being like, "Oh, I hate the world. Oh no, it's not circumstances of your birth that matter, but what you do with your life." Yay!
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But no,
I mean, I kind of just liked that battle, but other than that, really nothing really stuck to me.
Not really.
Next up, Viridian City. Red meets that little girl with the white, yellow hair.
Yeah.
And then he gets her Rattata, and then he fights Giovanni.
Fucking Giovanni. Yep.
That was a really cool battle.
once again, breaks and enters into the gym.
Yes. And then actually breaks
How-
the
Yeah, so
door,
that's just a
and
fucking
then
criminal
breaks-
at
Just
this
destruction
point.
of property. How long had Giovanni been waiting there? Like, I know he's gonna come. He's definitely gonna come here. Not gonna tell any Team Rocket people that I'm just hanging out here in this like rundown gym that I used to be the gym leader of.
Don't know.
Technically
Like,
still
who the
am.
fuck cares? It's fine.
Yeah.
Really don't know, but he probably waited there for a while, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
He shouldn't. Red should not have won that fight.
Yeah, he...
See,
like,
yeah, like, I'm just like, why is Red fucking winning everything? He should not be winning, like, at least a quarter of these.
Yeah.
and, oh my god, the freaking claw armor of him getting the rubber gloves from Lieutenant Surge, and then
What
using
about-
it later.
No.
That Pikachu will charge his electricity in the Pokeball.
What about him
No.
backing up with the ball under his foot and being able to lift it up onto the wall behind him without Giovanni noticing?
Yeah.
Like, if you're walking with a ball under your foot,
Like, it's kind of obvious
Yeah.
for a young kid. Like, oh, he just magically grew, like,
wow,
3
he's
inches,
not putting any weight on his right foot.
apparently.
Mm.
Oh, it's like a high heel. If it were a girl, maybe that would
Yeah.
work.
But I kind of like the fight because it did show the clashing of their personalities more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, Giovanni's meticulous.
Yeah, right.
He
thinks things through.
he thinks things through.
Actually
while
thinks things
smart.
through.
Red doesn't really, and he goes impromptu basically.
Yeah.
So I really liked it how it was a battle between differences, because like one of the reasons why I didn't really like the ending battle is kind of like what Professor Oak said. Red became more like Blue by the end, and Blue became more like Red during the end, because
Right.
it just showed that they were very more similar than when they were before.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't really that much of a clashing of personalities.
Would you say that they became magenta?
Shut the fuck up.
They became purple.
Magenta.
No
Purple.
no purple.
Purple.
Magenta.
Purple.
I'm triggered already.
Okay.
Anyway.
We have to get through this.
Anyway.
So, Viridian City happened. Where's
Destruction of
Giovanni?
property.
No one gives a fuck.
Giovanni is just missing now after that.
No one
So
gives a
again,
fuck.
Does
again,
the city have to pick up the bill of rebuilding the gym, or are they just gonna be like, you know what? Screw
hey,
Pokemon
Red.
Society.
You know that
Foundation
building that you
thing.
were in that got destroyed after
Yeah.
we found you lying in Viridian Forest? Yeah, we're charging you.
He needs to be brought up on charges of
Yeah.
multiple counts of breaking and entering, destruction
He
of
needs
property.
he needs to suffer for
But
his
no,
crimes.
he's a 10-year-old, so he won't.
He should be tried as an adult. He's
Yeah.
out roaming the world on his own, making money.
Making money.
Jesus.
Killing and getting Pokemon hurted.
So
That shit hurted.
Killed an Onyx.
Yeah.
Killed
a gym leader's
killed
Onyx?
a gym leader's Onyx.
That has
killed
to be
a
a
gym
crime.
leader's golem.
has to be a crime.
Yes. It
Uh,
has to
At
be.
least a lawsuit.
Yeah.
So then we go on to
The final arc, the
Yep.
Indigo Plateau.
yep.
It was cool
I did
to-
genuinely enjoy that one.
Who could Dr. O be? I have no idea.
I was going to say it was Bill. Bill, that was just a shadow clone that Bill was using the entire time. But damn, is Professor Oak buff as hell.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Fucking hell.
And he shouldn't have forgiven Green.
I think what he... I mean, as I said, I already know more since I am already further and I know what's going to happen. But, like, you'll
So
see...
the ends justify the means?
Sure.
Let's say that.
Nope.
By the third saga, there's going to be a massive info dumps in the third saga, which
My
ties back to
least
this.
favorite thing, but okay, fine.
Yep.
I love info dumps.
Doesn't matter at this point though, because that has not happened, and so therefore does not exist.
It does not exist.
He should not
This
have
is-
forgiven
The
Green.
limit does not
Like,
exist.
For people who have seen like all the manga and like we're criticizing this based on this and not based on what happens later in the manga, you gotta realize these people haven't read what's next in the manga.
I don't know shit.
Yes, so
I don't care
they-
what happened next, because this is all you're supposed to know at this point.
Yeah.
yes. So
Based on all the information at this point,
Yeah, Green's kind of a
Green
cunt.
should not have been given the Pokedex and forgiven.
yes. So I mean, it was cool that we learned that Green was apparently missing as a child though.
Also, wait, nobody outside of Palatown has ever won.
Apparently.
I find that to be bullshit.
I think it is because the Elite Four should have won.
Or
Like-
did they just create it?
Good question. And because Red also stated that like after I win the league, I'll come back as a gym leader.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not ready to be a gym leader yet. I've only beat every gym leader I've met.
Yeah, I'm
So-
not ready.
I only beat the one gym leader that nobody could ever beat, so I'm not strong enough to be a gym leader. What are you talking about? Just,
Or maybe
Hey, let them feel comfortable with what
Hey,
they
hey,
want to
hey.
do. Shit.
well, him saying that he wasn't ready to be a gym leader is bullshit if he's beaten the unbeatable gym leader.
Yeah, well, that takes
Yeah.
a lot of, like, a mental strength to be able to do that shit, too, to a degree. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't feel
And
like you're still ready
I'm
to,
gonna
you
also
still take
be-
time.
I'm also kind of pissed because out of all the gym leaders that he has fought, he did not win against Misty nor Erica in a Pokemon battle, which you should beat them in Pokemon battle. Blaine just gave him the badge. I mean, he did beat Lieutenant Surge and Giovanni and Brock.
Yeah.
And Koga, well, he was beaten more by Blue, but they kind of did team up.
Yeah, they did
And
like
then he
that.
got that badge from him.
Yeah.
And Sabrina, he didn't really fight. He fought that Abomination.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he only beat like half the gym leaders.
But he got all the badges.
Yeah.
If you have all the badges, you're good enough to be a gym leader.
Like, you would think, oh, hey, I beat all the gym leaders. I can't be a gym leader. Like, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a thing.
Well, ending the battle between Blue and Red. Obviously,
It was dumb.
that's your favorite. What about you?
It was dumb.
Was dumb?
Hey,
Why is it dumb?
you're dumb.
So, he's in this thing of fire, which apparently just lifts up all of his Pokemon.
It's
But
explained
not
by
him.
the power of physics.
But not
Yeah.
him. He's standing in the middle of fire, shows him standing in fire, not a burn on him. It's anime, manga. Fire does nothing, except that apparently it does now. It blows them into the sky. And then...
And then, oh, I predicted that.
So
So I made a thundercloud.
I don't trust me. I know it's dumb, but, like, it's just one of those things that, like, I feel like it translated on page pretty well. If that makes any sense. Like, a lot of
Yeah.
those fights, I'm like, what am I looking at? Like, what's going on? But, like, in that fight, things were laid out a little bit better. So while it probably seemed stupid, at least I could understand what was going on. The logic doesn't make sense, but, like, at least I could see what was going on. And, like, it seemed interesting. Like, at least it caught my attention. Like, oh, hey, this! Oh, hey, this! Like, at least it was enough to actually keep my attention.
Anything else that we want to talk about before we move on to the awards?
I think we're ready for awards. What you think?
Okay, so at the end of each episode, after we go through the what we liked and didn't like about it, the arc reviews and stuff like that, we're going to do an award ceremony, and then we're going to do a ranking, which obviously, since this is the first episode, this gets number one for right now until the next episodes to come. Maybe it will stay number one forever. Who knows?
I guess
Probably not.
We'll find out. gotta keep up
it
to
is
figure it
currently
out.
in last place.
Oof.
It's currently in first and last place as of right now.
At the same time.
But anyways, so first award is best volume. And so Lindsey didn't read it by volume, so
I know what, like, by the like the sections, like chapters, like
Yeah.
I know what those divisions are.
So for best volume, even though Silphco is my favorite arc, I'm gonna give it to volume 1 because of the pacing.
I'm gonna go 3.
I was actually gonna vote 3 as well, just because there's a lot more that happened in it that was able to, like, keep my attention, if that makes sense.
And we see more
Yeah.
gooder Pokemans.
Gooder
The
Pokemon.
thing is,
stronger
though,
ones.
with volume 3 for me, it's just like it can be summarized in 4 segments. Silph Mewtwo, Giovanni, Indigo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, those are very big events that happen, but like...
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. For someone who doesn't know what those things mean, like, yeah, you can tell me, oh, it's the Indigo City, whatever, but like, what does that mean? Like, that doesn't mean much for me, so...
tournament.
Yeah, I know, but like, everyone seems to like know like those big, like, big sections and like what happens in them. Like, it's just like general knowledge, just like everyone knows that.
From the game.
But, yeah. But can we admit that Volume 2 is the worst?
Easily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd say that.
Volume 2 was
That's Safari Zone, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Then Volume 2. Fuck Volume 2.
I just so apparently Volume 3 wins it 2-1, but as I said, I do like the pacing in Volume 1.
Yeah. I can agree with that. Just pacing is like one good factor.
It felt quick the whole time. Mm-hmm. Everything felt quick. Every arc felt very fast.
Except the Silph. Well, actually, reading through it again, the Silph did seem pretty fast, but it didn't feel that fast back when I first read it. Mm. Anyways, next up, Best Girl.
Nidoqueen.
So, we got Green, Misty, Erica, Sabrina, and Nidoqueen.
God damn it.
I'm voting Misty, obviously.
I'm really torn between voting for Green just to spite you guys.
You should.
I'm gonna vote Green.
Okay, and now who do you really vote for? Because, sorry, Nidoqueen cannot be voted for.
Nidoqueen. That's my vote. Not changing it.
It's a write-in.
Best Girl.
It's a write-in.
Okay, so we're gonna have to flip a coin.
No, it's on here.
Yeah, because you wrote it there.
How do we flip a 3-sided coin?
Wait, put 3-sided coin.
We're not flipping the 3-sided coin.
Wow.
So professional.
So, heads or tails?
I mean, you gotta have a girl for that first. I'll do tails.
Okay. Tails for Green, heads for Misty.
Oh, look at that. It landed on the side, so therefore it's
go?
not
What'd you do with it?
It's right in my pocket.
God damn it.
It's heads.
God damn it.
Misty won!
Green, I will avenge you. Okay, now
Don't worry. Green is in the next arc, so that means that she gets another chance for next.
Yay! Alright, now for
Best
boy.
Best boy. So for contestants, we have Red, Blue, Bill, Brock, Buff Oak, Blaine, Giovanni, and Koga.
So when we're talking about Bill, is it when he's a human or when he's a Pokemon human hybrid?
Both.
Oh boy, that's hard.
I'm going to be voting for Blaine.
For Blaine?
Yes.
I'm going to vote Dr. O because he's ripped.
I almost want to vote for Brock just because he doesn't have a shirt.
I'm specifically not voting
ripped.
for him because he doesn't have a shirt.
He's not ripped. He's supposed to be like a kid. He's not supposed to be ripped as a kid.
I mean, actually, he's supposed to be an adult.
Yeah.
Wait, how old is he supposed
He's supposed to be like a teenager.
Okay, well then, yeah, teenagers don't get boof.
I mean, some are.
They get like semi-boof, but like not really boof. They're not really boof. I'm probably gonna go for... That's probably gonna sound really stupid since I was just shitting on him earlier, but Blue.
Blue?
He actually had like a character arc, so I was like, oh hey, development, you get to be good boy.
So, there's no such thing as a 3-sided coin.
Nope.
Oak.
Blaine.
Blue.
Okay. Glad I agree on that one.
Glad there's a consensus.
Best arc. So for best arcs, we have the pilot arc, Pikachu arc, Reasons Why Misty is Best Girl arc, SS Anne arc,
I swear to fucking
SS
God.
Anne arc, sorry.
Anne.
Lavender Town, Celadon City, Safari Zone, Legendary Birds arc, Silph arc, Mewtwo arc, Viridian City arc, and the Indigo Plateau arc. We can all agree that Safari Zone is the worst.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Easy.
Okay.
Silph.
And best. Obviously, mine goes to Silph.
I'm saying Silph.
I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I wasn't gonna say Silph, so it doesn't matter.
What were you gonna say?
I was kind of torn between that. I'm torn between that one just because that one I was able to remember really well, but also with the Legendary Birds.
Legendary Birds was good too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing because I also remember those from the movies too. So like being able to like see the legendary ones, that was cool to be able to see those again.
Pokemon 2000 is my favorite movie out of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we got the final award, which is a lot.
There's too many to choose from.
So we got Best Battle Award, and
God.
these are between Red versus Block, Red and Misty versus Koga, Red versus Lieutenant Surge, SS Anne, Blue versus Koga, Lavender Town, Green and Red versus Team Rocket, Red versus Erica, Red versus Safari Zone, Red versus Dragonite, Red and Blaine versus Moltres, versus Lieutenant Surge again. Red and Blue versus Koga, Green versus Sabrina. Hey, someone that doesn't feature Red yet. Red, Green, and Blue versus Sabrina and Abomination. Red and Blaine versus Mewtwo. Red versus Giovanni. Green versus Professor Oak. Hey, another one that doesn't feature Red. And Red versus Blue.
That was a pretty good show, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I want to vote for it because that was a great show. But obviously Red versus Safari Zone because that was the best arc.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm going to have to go with Red and Blue versus Koga just because that one seemed nice. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was. It might have been the art was a little bit better or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's just like that one sticks to my memory a lot more. I mean, obviously the Red versus Blue one does and the Red versus Giovanni because those are big art, big fights. But like for some reason that one just sticks to my mind and I don't understand why. It's just cool to see Blue thinking ahead.
I'm actually going Green versus Professor Oak because Oak just shows that how much of a badass he is and just completely like fucks her over. It's like, oh,
with
you
a
don't...
Spearow?
Yeah, it's like, oh, you don't like flying types. That's all I'm going to fucking use.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I know you have PTSD. I'm going to take advantage of that. I'm going to crush you to the ground.
God, like, obviously not caring about triggers, but okay. And I think for me, I know I kind of already stated it before, but like when Red, Green, and Blue were able to band together and like work together as a team.
Fight against that abomination.
Yeah, I thought that just being able to see that teamwork, because obviously you can kind of already tell Red, Blue, and Green, they're supposed to be like the main people you'll be seeing in the series.
They're the main cast.
Yeah, so being able to like see them together for the first time and like know what to expect possibly later on down the series, if they do ever all meet up together again, whatever the case, like that was cool to at least kind of see like what that might look like. So that was a cool little glimpse into what the rest of the series might look like.
Yeah. So we didn't come to consensus on best boy or best battle.
Of course we didn't.
But I think the awards, so for each of them, best volume, volume 3, best girl, Misty, by a flip of a coin. By
the skin of your fucking
Actually,
teeth.
Queen, but yeah.
Best boy, it was a 3-way tie between Blaine, Professor Oak, and Blue. Okay. So I have to keep track of these because we need to do a whole one at the end of the season.
You're fine.
Best dark, we all voted Silphco. And best battle was the tie between Blue and Red versus Koga, Professor Oak versus Green, and Red versus Blue.
No, the Red, Green, and Blue.
Oh, Red, Green, and Blue versus Abomination. Mm-hmm. Okay. So those are the awards for this one.
That's gonna be a bitch to edit.
Now we get to rank it on our list of nothing. So where do we place it?
Last.
Which is also first. Thank you.
Only fucking place we could put it.
Yep, unfortunately for right now. Hold on, let me count in my head. So there's this one.
Oh, you can count?
Surprisingly, right? And I think Sinnoh is divided up in 2. Then. So there's 9 that we're going to be going through because we're going to be stuck unless if I buy the Black and White saga, we're going to be stopping at the Heart Gold and Soul Silver for right now because those are the ones that are completed other than Black and White that are English released so far. Mm-hmm. So we're going to stop there, possibly Black and White, but so there are 10 or 11 places that we're going to be doing.
Okay. And all for the one series. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Fun. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode of Annie Rank. And there will be more to come. And next one is one of my favorites, actually, for the Pokemon Adventures.
Oh.
Pokemon Yellow.
Oh boy, let's save the fun for later. Save it for the next one.
I don't think there's any more we have to say, so thank you guys for watching. And goodbye.